Hello everybody and welcome to my kitchen. Well, it's not my kitchen, it's my mom's kitchen. My dad made it, I designed it, family effort. Today what I wanted to do was share with you my signature paneer dish. And the reason for that is because if you go over to my Instagram page at Jatinder Palahar, I put lots of pictures of food on there and a lot of people make comments. And one of the ones that gets a lot of attention is my paneer dish. And so I thought today I'll share with you how I go about making that. And with this paneer dish, I'm actually on a bit of a mission, and the reason for the mission is because one of my friends and his father had a restaurant. They used to make this paneer dish which was phenomenal. The curry in this paneer was amazing. And then when my friend's father basically retired, he took the ingredients with him, right? So what I did was I actually phoned up my friend's dad and asked him about the ingredients to this amazing dish he used to make. And I don't know if I've forgotten the recipe or whether he just held back on some of the key ingredients, right? And I've been making this over the years and refining it each time. I'm just trying different iterations and different ways. And I've created something really cool. But my mission is to make this phenomenal. So I'm gonna keep doing it, keep trying it over the years. And what would be amazing is once you've seen how I make it, if you can just basically comment and share what you would do different so that I can, you know, add those bits and see if I can eventually come up with something that's totally amazing. We've got everything on the table for you. I'm just going to walk you through what we're going to be using today to make this signature paneer dish. So the first thing is a pepper. We then have an onion, chillies, a bit of ginger, garlic, stockpot, got some butter, peas, spinach, bit of paneer, chopped tomato. I'm going to use plum tomato. You can use chopped tomatoes, 2 cans, but I'm using some plum tomatoes in this as well. Then we have some tikka curry powder, bit of hot curry powder. This is the secret ingredient, the single cream, salt, pepper, and some water. The other thing I forgot to mention was a small bowl of coriander. Now, I wouldn't say that this is a very, very highly healthy food. I would call it a bit of an indulgent food. So just bear that in mind. And now I'm going to start cooking it so you can see how I prepare it. All right, so what we're going to start off with is first the paneer. And what we're going to do, we're going to put it in a baking tray. Like so. And we want to put this in the oven for about 12 minutes or so, 12, 13. You got to keep an eye on it to see when it gets golden brown. You want to add some salt. Pepper. And some olive oil. The olive oil is so that it doesn't get fully burnt. Some will say not a good combination, but like I said, it's a bit of an indulgent one. And then what you want to do is just mix it all up. Just make sure it's all coated up with the oil. And then what you want to do is just pop that into the oven for about 12-13 minutes. So next we want to basically cut everything up, yeah? Take the onion like so, chop it up into nice small pieces. I haven't learned to chop it up like how the professionals do it. Next, chop up the ginger to small pieces. I actually like big chunky pieces of ginger when I make this. It's quite cool. Next, chop up all the garlic. Chop up the chili. Next, chop up the pepper. I like to chop up the pepper into strips, long strips. So the other thing I like to do is basically chop up the spinach into small pieces, and I'll show you how I do that. Basically put this in a, what's this thing called? So put the spinach into colander. So then what I like to do is I whittle down the spinach with some boiling water. Try not to get any on your hands. Just cool that off with a bit of cold water. And then what you want to do is squeeze the spinach so you get this little mushiness happening. And just squeeze all the water out of that. So it looks like that. Basically what you want to do then is just chop it up into small pieces. And what this does, it basically just stops it from whittling later on, because when you put it into the actual pan, it's just all over the place. It's just a little bit easier this way. So when the paneer is ready, you want to just basically take it out and just put it to the side. Wow. When the paneer is ready, it should look nice and golden crispy like this. It kind of locks in the squidgy bit inside and just leaves this kind of outer crust. Well, when you take a bite of it, it's like crunch, which is lovely. I like it like that, but you don't have to do it that way. And then just once the paneer is ready, just keep it to one side. Okay, so let's start cooking. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is put the butter in. Let that melt for a bit. So when the butter is melted, you basically want to put the onions in. Give that a good old stir. Add in about a spoon of salt. So when the onions have cooked for a bit, just add in the ginger. Give that a good old stir. Then when the ginger's cooked for a bit, add the garlic. Give that a good old mix. You start to smell all the nice aromas there. So next you want to add the peppers and the chili. Give that a good old mix. This whole thing usually takes about 10 minutes in total, roughly. You have to keep an eye on it. This is basically what's set up to about medium heat. Don't want it too hot either. So when that's all ready, you want to basically add your curry powders to it. So what I do is usually about half a spoon of the hot curry powder, because this is quite hot. And it totally depends on how spicy you want it. And then what you want is about 1 spoon of the tikka powder. I'm a bit indulgent, so I usually put a bit more. Then give that a good old mix. Let it cook for a bit. So then when that's cooked for a bit, you want to basically add the chopped tomatoes to it. Give that a good old stir. And bring that to a boil. Basically you want to leave this to simmer for about another 10 minutes or so. What I then usually do is add about half a tin of water to it, just to check out the consistency, and if you want you can actually put a bit more water in it as well. It totally depends on how thick you want the sauce to be. Basically bring that to a boil and then let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so. What I usually do is just cover it up with a lid. Speeds up the whole process a bit more. So while that's simmering away, you want to make sure you just mix it up a bit each time so it doesn't stick. Just be careful, the lid can be hot sometimes. And let that carry on simmering away. Then what I also like to do while that's simmering away is basically just add a cube of stockpot. Just enhances the flavor a bit more. Just crumble that away and let that just dissolve. Mix that up. And then while that's simmering away, just put the peas in there as well. And mix that up. And then leave that to simmer away. Can you hear that sizzling away? So after that simmered away for a while, what you want to do is just add your spinach in there. And give that a good old mix. So here's the indulgent part here. Now you want to get your single cream and add it in there. Depending on which one you get, you're gonna have to measure it out because you don't want it overwhelmed because it gets too sweet. I usually put either the small single cream or just then half of this type of container. Pour that in. And then give that good old mix. And as you mix that up, you'll see the color change from the kind of darker red to a more orangey look. And what you want to do is just bring that to a boil. You may want to put the lid on it for a bit just to bring it back to boil. Then after a few moments, basically just check that out. Oh, that's looking good. The aroma is amazing at this moment in time. Just give that a little stir. And you can kind of get a feel for the consistency of it, so it depends on how runny you want it. This is just medium level. If I put less water in it, it would have been a lot more thicker. And I usually like the thicker sauce as well, but this is okay because the family likes it a bit more runny. At this stage, if you want to add a bit more flavor to it, salt, pepper, a bit more curry powder, you can do that, but you got to taste it just to get a feel for what it's like. You can add more chili to it if you like a bit more kick. So when that's ready, you want to basically bring your paneer in now. Just add the paneer into it. And then when you've added the paneer, you basically just stir that up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And what you want to do, you want to let it simmer with the paneer in it for another 5 minutes or so before you start eating it. But The longer you leave the paneer in it, the better it soaks up. So you get a bit more flavor, but that's totally up to you. You see the consistency of it? It's got this kind of glaze to it. It looks amazing. So just leave that to simmer for about 5 minutes or so. Okay, so after it's simmered away for a bit, you want to add the coriander to it. Just be careful, it can be a bit hot. Oh, look at that. Just take the coriander and just add that in. Cut that a bit. And give that a good old stir. Look at that. That is beautiful. And at this stage, it's pretty much ready for you to eat. I like to let it cool for a bit so that you just can absorb all the flavors. And this is very amazing with rice or even garlic and coriander naans. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have it with the naans, and we're just gonna put the naans in the oven for about 6-7 minutes to warm up. And then we could do the taste test. All right, so when you're ready to put the naans in the oven, I like to chop them up beforehand because they come out really hot. So get one of these pizza slicer things and just cut it up into 4 pieces. And then you basically want to put them in the oven for about 5-6 minutes. Just got to keep an eye on it. Alrighty, the moment of truth has come. Let's just give this a go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Just want to give it a stir. So let's give this a little go. Mmm. Mmm. And what I love to say is oi hoi 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 hoi. This is amazing. Alrighty, so the naans are ready. I did say this was an indulgent one, so a bit of butter on the naan. There you go, folks. I'm going to enjoy this, and I want you to give it a go as well, and then leave me your feedback. And I hope you enjoyed that, and like, share and comment, and let me know how it goes. Thank you very much. That's it. Done. Aajo mom, dad. Hello everybody. No. Woo! I'm your arms in the way. Oops. Oops. This is fun. You know what? It's so much easier in my own head than when you actually come to do it. You're putting my energy up. Woo! 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 What's this thing called? Colander. Colander.